coming into this year, high expectations, second year, great schedule. Talk about players returning here for the Gaels.
We saw just the onset of Nelly Junior Joseph, a 6'10" center, just scratching the surface of what he can be. I mean, he can probably play in any conference in the country. He has that kind of skill set and poise. I mean, he's mature for his age, and I can't wait to see him grow. And he's one of those guys you're hoping Pitino can protect, and no big school plucks away after this year. And then you also bring him back Barrick Jean-Louis, who again we talked about. He might be one of my most favorite Gaels over the last few years. He's just a warrior, just an absolute warrior out there. He doesn't get tired. His defensive attitude is just relentless. He's deceptive on the offensive end because he makes threes, and he'll only get better as a scorer this year. So I'm excited for him. But then not to be lost in the shuffle a little bit, they're also returning Dylan Van Eyck, who was a senior last year, but because of the extra year, had a choice. And I was curious to see what he was going to do, and he opted to come back. I mean, he averaged 7 and 6. He also was kind of like a point forward at times, so his experience is very valuable. Iona's going to be a little deeper in the front court this year, so it'll be interesting to see his role. But his leadership is going to be vital on a team that lost 2 seniors like that in the backcourt.
Talk about the new players coming in. Gaels here, as per 24/7, #1 rank in the MAC with the players coming in. And like you said, the transfer portal, it taketh away, but it also giveth. Right, Guy?
That's exactly right. Before I leave the guys returning, I have to mention Ryan Myers. He was a freshman guard
Local
last year.
Guy. Yep.
Yep, averaged 6 a game, but he shot 43% from 3. And Pitino's already been raving about him this offseason, during the workouts for this summer, which I'm going to talk more about the summer in a little bit as well. So he's ready to go, and he'll be that first guard off the bench. So let's talk about some of the new guys. You start off getting Tyson Jolly from SMU. He was third team All AAC in 2019. He averaged 14 and a half at 6 boards a game, 38% from 3. His numbers dropped a little bit for health reasons, for personal reasons. He averaged only 9 and 5, still shot 39% from 3. But if he's right, if his head's right and he's ready to go, he is a legit MAC Player of the Year candidate, and he certainly is a legit threat to lead Iona in scoring this year. So I'm excited about him. He's a 6'4" kid, so he's a big guard too.
Former Baylor guy, real athletic player, gritty, tough defense from SMU with Jankovic down there. Love the addition. Yep.
And here's the kid I love as well, Elijah Joiner, 6'3" point guard from Tulsa. He averaged 11, 4 and 4. He had a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. So he's not a great shooter, but he goes to the basket really well. This is going to be a strange thing to say because Asante Gist was so solid for Iona down the stretch. He's an upgrade on Asante Gist.
I agree with you.
And he's probably a better defender. Again, at 6'3", he's also a lot bigger than Asante. So it's going to be really interesting to see Joiner and Jolly starting that backcourt with Myers coming off the bench as a 3-point specialist. And then the portal gave us one more late gift. Quinn Slazinski, a transfer from LSU, 6'8" sophomore forward. He was regular in their rotation, 21 minutes a game. He averaged about 6 and 4. Came in with a reputation as a shooter. Didn't really put up those kind of shooting numbers, but watching him play, he's got a lot of Dylan Van Eyck in him. So it'll be interesting to see how Slazinski fits in. But yeah, the portal extremely good to Iona for sure with those 3.
I saw Elijah Joiner down in Tulsa, those battles with Memphis. Big performances there when they needed them. And I saw Elijah Joiner against Memphis. They beat them at home, 14 points, 5 rebounds, played 35 minutes. Then later in the year, they played a tough game, tough loss to Wichita. Then they played UT Arlington. I mean, he always showed up. Another win against Memphis. Only had the 5 points, but ended up having 6 rebounds, made 5 of 6 from the free throw line. That is the type of guy. Him and Jolly, you're seeing the transformation here with Iona. These are real impact guys. And of course, your shooters, like you said, you surround them. So great job with the transfer portal. What about the freshmen coming in?
Well, I'm going to start with Trey James, who actually joined Iona over the holidays last year. He graduated high school early, 6'10" forward center, originally committed to Wake Forest, and then he decommitted when they had a coaching change. He was an ESPN 4-star recruit. He didn't really play much because he just wasn't in shape. He lost basically his high school season, senior high school season, because of COVID. So he really hadn't played for like a year and a half. So basically, he just spent, the time learning the system, getting to work out against somebody like Nelly Junior Joseph and Osborne Shima, Iona's backup center, a lot, and just kind of got his reps, getting into shape, learning the system. So, but they're excited about him. And it's hard to imagine when you have all the bigs that Iona have, but they're excited about this kid too. But they are. 3 other freshmen coming in. Walter Clayton Jr. is a 6'3" point guard. He chose Iona over Tulsa and East Carolina and East Tennessee State. He was also recruited heavily for football, so he's got that kind of mentality. Great athlete who he'll fit in that system well. And again, because of the senior guards, he's going to have time to grow there. Jordan Wild, he's a 6'9" forward. He chose Iona over Southern Miss, Illinois, Chicago, Tulane, LaSalle. There was a report recently that he might get redshirted. He's a little thin, but he's got a great skill set. If you watch his highlight video, he's actually more of a small forward, I think, at 6'9". So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. And then they have Josh Duwash. He's like the mystery card. He's a 6'6" combo guard. He's from Australia. He chose Iona. He had an actually offer from Maryland, but Portland and Weber State as well. He's actually still in Australia right now, playing for a club team, so he's not on campus yet for the Gaels, but he should be there pretty soon. But he's got a reputation as one of those kids that just a do-all type kid, and again, one of those overseas kids. Again, it's almost like Nelly Junior Joseph. He kind of came in. Nobody expected much out of Nelly Junior Joseph, and look what he did. So Josh Duwash, his highlight tape isn't so great, and you're watching him play, and it's like, well, we'll see what he does. And I have a feeling he's going to be like one of those sleeper kids that's going to see a lot of time. He might be more mature for his age than the other freshmen. Who knows? So lots of talent. The biggest battle, of course, where are they getting all the minutes? The answer might be in the fact that Pitino is getting a chance to put in his system this year. So we're not going to just play 7-8 guys and just play straight man. Pitino's going to run his presses. So we're going to go 10, 11, 12 deep. And these guys are going to get a chance to play.